aside, please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need $8.
And I say no.
No to coffee? No to coffee? What is that?
Savages.
Gentlemen, what is going on? It is good to have this panel in the house. It is good to have everybody in the chat. And you have to wonder, is this 6 scale raw? And I say, what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi goes 6 scale raw on you? What you gonna do? I know what the Star Wars newsman's gonna do as I go ahead and go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, whatever. Newsman, how's Mark Hamill, baby?
Oh, I don't know. He got his blue. He got his blue check mark back, so I think he's probably sleeping through the night now. No, you know he was pretty bitter about that for about a month that he had that taken away from him. I think I don't know. Elon Musk is screwing up because there's a lot of fake accounts now going out there because of the lack of blue check marks. But anyways, I don't know. He seems fine. Looked like he was hanging out with Carrie Fisher's daughter at the star unveiling on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for Carrie Fisher on the 4th. So.
Wow.
He looks good. I'm sure his life is great.
Wow. Well, you know what? How's the Dark Jedi got to get one of those little blue stars, asterisks? You know, you have to wonder. I'd love to get one of those. It'd make me feel like, oh, wow, I got one of those stars. But hey, listen, I have a star right here in the newsman. Good to have you in here, baby. And going up, down, and up again, AJ, the hero. How you feeling, baby?
I'm awesome. I am still jazzed off the Jazz Inc. Death Star diorama release on May 4th. Definitely one of the highlights for me. Guardians was good. Good weekend.
Oh, heck yeah. Dude, that freaking movie. Dude, I was just like...
Brother Cousins wouldn't lie, and I came home, I was like searching for my cat. Like, where are you? I just... like...
Dude, I mean, it literally... And I don't know if it's because it brought me back or because I just like James Gunn, but I feel like it was just the best Marvel movie that me ever. And I'll give you a perspective. I'm sitting next to my daughter, and the one who she's my youngest one, but her favorite Marvel movie ever. She's a gigantic Spider-Man fan, and she loves Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, the whole 9 yards. But her favorite one ever, and it is for a lot of people, is the first one with, Tobey Maguire, going back that 20 years ago or so. And she said to me, she goes, Dad, she goes, I think outside of that one, I just feel right now that this one was just like the best one. And I don't know, like I'm hearing that from a lot of people. And I don't know if it's because of going back to just roots or just... It was just a good freaking movie. You know what I mean? I don't know. Did you see it yet, second brother? Because I'm definitely Jones that you're in here, baby. Or do you plan on seeing the third Guardians, my friend?
Well, only thing I can turn around and say for the Macho Dad is for everybody to hit that like button for my man Aries.
Yes.
We're talking about all these things that we love in this universe called hot doors.
That's it, brother. Come on.
It was kind of lackluster, but we got other things. And to answer your question, the Macho Dad, Little Macho have not seen Guardians yet, but I heard it was a bomb, baby. It was a bomb, yeah.
I saw it, my man. I saw it, and I did this, brother.
Oh,
that's what I did.
That's one hell of a surprise. That means popcorn could be thrown all over the place.
Well, and I shed a few tears, during that movie.
Oh yeah.
And of course there were some, antics and obviously some of the funny humor in there, and some of it was just really,
the Drax Mantis pairing in this, especially if you like the holiday special. I don't know that it's been better than this. Like everybody kind of delivered like their best performances as the characters. The addition of Cosmo was really good. A little bit bigger role than the holiday specials. I don't know. I kind of could have done a little bit more Cosmo, but like I actually read the Guardians before they made the movies, so like I'm like one of 4 people.
Well, I tell you what, and I'm not gonna, let me put it to you this way: for those that haven't seen it, I have so much respect for Rocket. I mean, wow, to go into that story, and that they did with him, it just, I don't want to spoil it. It's just really rich and good. Good to have you in here, second brother. Last but not least, going back up. Been a long time, Mr. Mom, since last
24
night.
hours.
What's up, baby?
I got a double dose of Aries in 24 hours. So yeah,
yeah, you better drink some coffee to sober up.
You gotta stuff the water. Yeah, no, I saw Guardians too. Guardians was a solid, it was a good love letter send off to those characters.
Yes,
putting it. James Gunn, I was one who kind of wasn't happy about when he kind of was firing people over at DC and doing his moves. I have a lot of faith in him where I'm going to hold my judgment on what he does with DC. I think DC's in very good hands with him. Fans are just going to have to give him some faith and time to, do what he's got to do. But after seeing Guardians and the Guardians trilogy, that whole trilogy of movies, and I think Lael touched on it last night when he said it didn't have to rely on anything. It was its own entity. It didn't have to worry about building. Iron Man had to have the foundation of the MCU on its shoulders to build those movies. So if they failed, Guardians was its own thing. It could be
it stands alone.
It was as wild and crazy as it was, and it was start to finish from movie 1 to movie 3. And it's definitely one of my favorite Marvel trilogies that I don't think there's a bad movie in all. Like none of those 3 movies are bad to me. All 3 of them are fantastic. The sound, I'm a huge music person. Soundtracks are just, they blow me away.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love the music. I said it last night. My wedding theme was the first Guardian soundtrack. When I had everybody come out to a song from the Guardian soundtrack, the DJ's like, "What do you want people to come out to?" I said, "Here's the Guardian soundtrack. Pick one for every single person. All 14 tracks. Everybody come out to a song." So I loved everything about it. So James Gunn, DC's in good hands. It's in good hands.
I do have a question for you guys though.
Go ahead, AJ.
Is a 1/6 scale Zune going to be bigger than Churrogate?
Yes.
I can't wait. I think that might be my new favorite, most anticipated accessory.
With a little button cell battery to light it up.
Man,
Yeah.
and Thule says hit the like button. So go ahead and do that. Smash it, baby, right now. Come on. I do appreciate that. And Thule, welcome in here, my man. Good to have you in here. Let me know what table you're sitting at. But yeah, I mean, it was, I told you, Mr. Mom, I said, I'm going to I'm going to get all of the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 figures that they went ahead and teased and that they're going to come out with this film because it does stand alone and it does mean something to me. And I personally liked it better than the first one and the second one. But I tell you what, it sold me on getting those figures. And the other thing is, Guardians are a pretty big influence in Infinity War and Endgame, if you talk about it. I mean, I guess they had to be because of all their interactions with Thanos. You got the whole, Nebula and Gamora thing with him, obviously, being their dad. But yeah, they're pretty. It's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It had a lot of action. They delved deep in a very, I would say, drama. It was a very deep story. Like I said, there's no spoilers that we're going to do. But like Lael said yesterday, I do love what they did. How Nebula, how Mantis, and Nebula carried that story in a big way. I thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on the. I was definitely against getting the figures just because, I just didn't want to go down that hole. But I will say, I'm gonna wait to see what Hot Toys does. The balls in Hot Toys court of how, because they're notorious for not completing lines, and I really like. I had this thought today. was looking at the figures. I'm like, I really want Drax because I just love Dave Bautista. I love the character. But then I was like, how do you get this one without that one? Then how do you get this one without that one? So I'll commit to getting the team. I got to see the team officially released.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna counter that to what you said.
I gotta see an official team. Yep. Everybody's released. I can PO everybody. Then,
but they're giving you the whole team though, baby. Here's the thing: they used to not do that.
Yeah.
But last year, you know, when they teased that second wave of the Attack of the Clones, and they teased all the Bad Batch, and they teased all the Grand Inquisitors, you know, and then they're going ahead and teasing these Guardians. I don't know, Ryan. I really feel, I know that used to be the story years ago, but I feel like purposely everything that Hot Toys is putting up that they're teasing, they know they got to put it out
eventually.
Or they're and you know, they're putting stuff out too. And we're going to go into that today because I got the banner to show, right? We'll kind of go into it. That's like crazy. And I mean, really, these amazing head sculpts too and intricacies with very little production. At least it seems that way. So we got to go ahead and get into it. Let's see some of the people that are in here, gentlemen, as we're kicking off 6 Scale Raw. Ash Chase is in the house, guys. And it's good to have Chase in here. What about Cosmos? Charlie the Unicorn's in here. Good to have him in here as well. Single Songwriter is in the house. Uncarded reviews. You could do this two ways, Ryan, because this happened on your show yesterday. You could go Mike Pause Litoris, or you could say Mike Literis. Which I might just do that. How are you, Mike Literis?
Well, I think Mike has a track record. He's gotten like 4 or 5 YouTubers so far.
Oh, dude, he got me like 6 times.
He's got Geeking Out. He's got Connor. He's got Lane. He's got a crew. Like I said,
kudos to you, sir.
And Mike hit me up on the side. He was like, "Oh, we're talking." He's like, "Oh, you know, the name was a joke." He's like, "I'm gonna keep the name. Just keep the name. It's notorious. You gotta keep it. Don't change it. Keep the name."
You can get him and Smoke Him If You Got Him, and She with Big Boobs, and they can just roll as a trio just all around the streams.
How about this? There's no other way to say this, but 12-inch Moose Stream. Go ahead, second brother.
Don't forget, roll me one Kenobi.
That's legend.
Roll me one Kenobi.
Straight up legend.
Barrett goes, woo! And that's also to you, Big Dog Pound, since he's talking about you. Good to have you in here for sure. Dan is in the house here. Dan S is in here. Aries, do you collect any customs? I used to make them with 3 3/4 inch figures. I actually have a few with them still. I actually showed one on a show a year and a half ago that kind of blew some people away. I actually got one on a card back with the bubble and everything. Is it possible I've got 2 of them? So you'll have to wonder. There may be a night where I could show you. I haven't done it with Hot Toys yet. I just can't bring myself to get a Hot Toy and all those hundreds of dollars and actually take the chance of my, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I would need some help from the wizard, you know, because I'm not the wizard, but
that's the exact reason why I did the previous Mando. Now that I have the Chrome Mando.
Yes. And Table 66 all day. Look, it's kind of been a Table 66 Newsman day. It's been all about the Emperor, baby.
That's a gorgeous figure.
Oh, it really, really is.
I think we've been talking on this show, guys, ad nauseum for a long time. And Aries, I think you probably lit the fuse on this long ago, but you know, about getting a Palpatine head sculpt, and we finally got one out of Hot Toys, and you know, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do in a couple of years when I'm assuming they're going to release one for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. What tweaks did they do to that? And do people jump on this one knowing there's probably going to be only 2,000, 2,500 of them available? Do you jump on this one now, or do you wait and get the one a year and a half to 2 years to 2.5 years down the road? I mean, that's a dilemma a lot of collectors are going to be dealing with on this one, I think.
Well, Brent, we're gonna start right off with you on that. We're gonna go ahead and kick this off because that actually opens up the topic. I will tell you the one problem I have with this Darth Sidious, it's missing a very intricate piece. I'm very disturbed. I was going to put up another video called Outrage because it didn't come with one of these.
Yes,
very true.
Agreed.
I just don't understand. As Lael comes in here, Lael, I'm putting out a video. I just said it's gonna have the headline's gonna be Outrage because when the Darth Sidious came out, it was missing this piece, baby.
Didn't you just build a whole muscle rack for all your Grogu's, Leo?
Not a chance. Not a chance, bro.
You're like future proofing,
bro. Like out of every piece of or every Grogu that I have, I probably only have one in the display.
I'll say how many Grogus does everybody have on the panel? I have 2.
Oh my god!
I have.
I've got the quarter scale one.
Counts.
My girlfriend has one of them. I think I have 6. I might have left one in the box because it was like I didn't want a 4th version of the same one.
Yeah,
I've got 4 of them like right here.
I bet you I've got 4.
Oh my god!
I probably got about 2. I had to say 2 because of the quarter scale, not even a quarter scale, the one from Sideshow, like the life size. So that one and just one from the Beskar Mando. Like the other ones, it's just like too many, man. It's just too many to have on display. And even though I have all of them, it's just way too many to have on display, bro. It just takes over. So.
There are. I mean, it's that it is a whole lot of Grogus that are up in there. And damn, I can't find the clip. I was going to be very, very clever. Here it is. Now I'll play.
There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
I got too many of these loaded in here. Leo, good to have you in here. What is going on? I introduced the whole panel except you, brother. What's up, baby?
Oh man, I mean, I'm just kind of flying here. Just finished up work a little bit ago, and I gotta finish this display here. It's been a journey, man, trying to get like the right attachments, for just the plexi. So I had to actually go get Velcro because the magnets, none of the ones I used were strong enough. So I was like, let me just get the Velcro and just do what I need to do from there. So but other than that, yeah, I've no problems with it, man. Like everything's working accordingly. I'm going with the 3 level, like just the 3 spaces because of what I want to do.
That's what I have.
Yeah, I don't want to, because if I just shorten it, I'm not going to be able to pull off what I want to pull off, and that
it's weird. You get this weird little tiny shelf like this, like it's literally like this tall. So
yeah. Well, see, that's what I have at the bottom here. Like it's about that big, that much space because I had to make sure that every space was even. And then I had to cut 2 slices, like 2 pieces of plexi, for one of them, because I'm creating like a glass cell for the inner Joker.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a glass. It's like I call it the all white room. So what I did was, it's a glass cell. It's a padded all white, and in the background, it's painted in red, like blood red. Die laughing on the wall. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be crazy. And I got what I did was because I was like, okay, how would I want to light up the tumbler with with the Batman figure? So what I did was I added 2 spotlights that are going upwards on each side that highlights the tumbler. So yeah, it's gonna be decent, bro. I'm happy with it so far.
Well, Lale, good to have you in here.
Appreciate it, man.
Hit the like button. We got to go ahead and kick it off. Let's go ahead and kick it into hyperdrive right now.
All right, but this is the last time.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Six Scale Raw. What you gonna do with all of these panel members? We have got the 1/6 scale man Lael in the house. We have got AJ, the Hots hometown hero. We have got the newsman, the Star Wars newsman, Brent in the house. We've also got Ryan, Mr. Mom's Collectibles, and of course we have the second brother in the house as well. What is going on? I'm pretty excited, guys. And look, you guys know I've been going off one thing to another, pulled in, opened up the computer, hit go. We're talking backstage, started the show off. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And speaking of Grogu, since we were talking about that, as it went ahead and came up, there has been another Grogu that has been teased. And interestingly, Brent, and I am going to start off with you, the full-scale Grogu from Hot Toys, that did waitlist kind of under the radar. I would say about 2 or 3 weeks ago, it went ahead and waitlisted. And it's actually going for a pretty high price at the retail price, within the secondary market. For that figure. My question to you is, what about all of a sudden now we have got another Grogu that is coming out? You see him on my banner over here. That's kind of what I'm flashing. Honestly, Brett, the banner shows a story, and I don't even got every figure on here, but it actually has been in 2023. I don't know if I could afford all of this, and I'm not getting all of this, but this is just up to me. But there is a Grogu that has been teased. Do you think it's going to be better than the Grogu that came out? Is this something that interests you? How do you think this will do? Do you think it'll actually be the same production numbers as that other quarter scale Grogu that was in stock for quite a bit, but did run out?
Well, I think it's probably going to be right along the same lines. They might do a few different tweaks and turns to it. I think Hot Toys is notorious for wanting to kind of do a few upgrades on some things. But, Grogu is, even though it's about as saturated as 1980s baseball cards, I mean, it's everywhere. And, it seems like every figure that you get has one that comes with it. And I think there's a lot of love for this character out there. Some people might be a little tired of seeing this little green goblin on their TV screen or in their boxes when they rip it open in their unboxing experiences. But I'm willing to bet you that the data coming back to Disney is pointing toward a lot more upward in popularity to this character than not. And I think that's why we are continuously seeing more and more of them. So, yeah, I think the popularity of this next version will be at the same level, if not even more so.
Yeah, it sold out, and now we're getting another one. And I didn't get the first one, Lael, and I've saw the reviews on it, and I actually wanted to get it, but there were other priorities as I'm building my collection, as you know. But I'll be honest with you, with this new Pram, and wondering if it seems like the seams in the ears maybe are going to be even better, or maybe there's something different with it. I'm not quite sure. I'm waiting to see what they do with this, but I'm thinking maybe this is the one I'm going to get, my friend. Would you get this, or does it all depend?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Go, baby.
Not a
Talk
chance,
to me.
bro. I'm done. Like, I'm seriously, bro. I already have one. I mean, honestly, I was one that, kind of was happy that there was lack of a lot of presence in him in this last season. Like, he was there, but the focus wasn't solely on him. Yeah, I don't, it's priority wise. I'm not going to put stock in this, when there's so much more out there that I want. And just the simple fact that it's just it's definitely not a space for me, man. I'm out. I'm out. I have way too many right now, bro. I don't care how cute this thing is, bro. I don't give a damn.
But dude, what Peter says though, what if it has I don't know, animatronic with sounds?
Do not care. do not care. Like literally, it does not interest me at all, bro. Like I mean, and it's not a hater towards it. It's just that I mean,
You've
pretty
reached
much
your limit.
every other figure that you
I get
basically
it.
get has a Grogu with it.
get it.
You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, which is gonna be crazy, that if they did decide to release a 2.0 version of Bo-Katan, Katie Sackhoff, you know, whatever, longer hair, with the Mythosaur Pauldron, they'll probably give it a Grogu, give her a Grogu. Like literally, they will. Any
guaranteed.
focused character.
Well,
they'll
you're talking
guarantee
about
that.
the Leo. You're talking about if they give us a Bo-Katan, you really think that Grogu is going to come with it?
Yeah. This is a no-brainer, bro, because of the interaction. They're basing it off of just interaction they've had. And they had a lot of interaction. You saw that in the ship. He was on her lap a few times. So yeah, it's definitely going to be. It would definitely come with one. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Especially considering Grogu's connection to the Mythosaurus himself. We saw it the last episode. Yeah, they're gonna milk that, bro. They would definitely milk that. You know what I mean? So that in those instances, like when you're forced to get a Grogu with a figure, you don't have a choice, especially if you want that figure. But just getting a standalone Grogu, yeah, I'll pass. I can do that. You know what I mean? I could definitely pass on that. That's not gonna happen for me.
Any of you guys on the panel, but to throw it out there, how many of you would either not get it or have to wait and see what they do? Maybe consider that full scale Grogu.
I would like to get a life-size Grogu. My issue is I have two issues actually. First is how big is the pram? Like we don't know I want to see the dimensions on the pram.
Oh, right, because the first one doesn't come with a pram, or does
the pram might be like 2
time.
feet.
This is the first time.
It comes. Oh, so this is the first. So the first one just came with the figure.
It was just the Grogu. He had the necklace, and then he had like a little couple extra features.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's going to have the pram, and let's just be real. We already know if they're going to give us the pram, the next thing they're going to do is give us a life-size IG-12 with Grogu. Like, let's just be real. There is no stopping the limits that they will go to. They're just going to. We got this size and this.
Wait, I need. So you really, AJ? Did you really just say that, baby? I mean, come on.
And I say no.
Tonight, the part of my wallet played by Mario.
I've got space issues. I can't add. I mean, I've got the Jazz Inc. 1/6 scale snow speeder coming. I mean,
I mean that's once you start getting into 3-4 foot things.
Getting that because that thing is going to take up massive.
I got the Hoth dial. I got one payment, and then it ships. So I should have that Hoth dial coming this month because he found like 5 of them. So then me and CT 603, shout out to him for looking out for that thing. Yeah, I got that coming for my snow speeder, Luke, and I want to get an R2, like the one that just dropped. I'm probably going to stick with it. And then, that'll probably just be that little seed, just Luke and R2 in the Hoth dial. As much as I wanted to get the snow speeder, I don't know that I want to get the N1, and my heart was set on the N1. Now, whether we get that or it comes or it doesn't come, if I get the snow speeder, that's it. I can't that's too much.
But you mentioned the N1, and it's kind of funny. No, you guys have to. I'm trying to remember. Is Paz Vizsla a Mandalorian figure when they put that out a couple months ago?
He's with Mando, but it says it's in the Mandalorian. It says as seen in the Book of Boba Fett.
In the Book of Boba Fett, yeah.
But is it actually? Did they say
it's in the Mando line?
Did it say Mando season 3 or no? Or was it just?
I don't think it said season 3.
It has it has the Book of Boba Fett banner, but it says as seen in Mandal. Like they threw the Mandalorian in there to make you see it that way. Like it's almost like you couldn't survive without putting the Mando name on it. So it kind of was a mix of both because he technically appeared in Mando, but they had to throw. I'm sorry, Boba Fett, but it was like the Mando logo just to make sure to sell it. So
wow.
Yeah.
Let me go. Let me bounce. We're gonna bounce around to a few things here because there's been there's actually been Ryan no Mandalorian that releases yet this year from the Mandalorian season 3. Yet if the Paz Vizsla doesn't doesn't count, right? Or
I don't count it. I think it's Book of Boba Fett. I think it's Boba Fett.
No, I mean that's from season 3. I don't think so. I guess we can't count it
no,
for
there's
that, right? Or
technically nothing from season 3 because Paz.
But didn't they put that out though? The date, the week it debuted.
Yeah, ironically, it came out like the week of Mando season 3, but it says Book of Boba Fett as seen in The Mandalorian or something like that. So it's technically, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have the photo to pull up, but I'm pretty sure it's under the Book of Boba Fett banner officially.
I'm gonna go scoop it right now while you guys are talking.
99%
I'm pretty sure it's something. It's either that or it's the reverse of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
But you're on the right path on that.
Uncarded review says as Vizsla as Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, nothing announced for season 3 yet. Mafia says. Yeah.
So Lael, you're gonna pass on the Grogu. AJ, you said you may be open to it. Ryan, would you get the full scale Grogu?
Scar said 100%. Sign me up. Sign me up.
So you're going to get that one. How about you, Brent? Or is that you're on the fence with it?
I'm sorry. What you were asking me about? Which one?
The full scale Grogu with the pram.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on it. Yep. I have
pass.
Yep.
Couple of passes. Couple of gets. How about you, second brother?
I'm going to pass because I have the life size one for Sideshow, and that's enough for me. I got too much of those little buddies running around. I think when you was counting, I was going to be like, I think I got 4. And then next thing you know, I said, man, I got the life-size one sitting there. That's a little bit too much because I'm going to start having nightmares of little Grogu's crawling on me while I'm asleep if I get any more.
Good stuff, second brother. We're going to stay with you as we continue to move on here. But
the bottom banner is the Mandalorian, and then it says seen inspired by the Book of Boba Fett.
Seen and inspired, is it? Yeah.
But at the bottom banner is I would assume that's the season 3 banner.
That's like open to interpretation of what that is.
I mean, we won't until we see the season 3 figures. We won't know if that's the season 3 banner or if this is just a special whatever thing.
Well, it's kind of open to interpretation, like the picture that Lael has up right now as his avatar, as my man, the Six Scale Mafia. Anthony's in the house. I see what you're doing, Lael, says the Six Scale Mafia. Good to have Anthony here in the chat. Make sure you guys sub to the Mafia. Good to have him in here, and for sure, good to have you in the house, my friend. But let us go ahead and go to this question for you, and I'm going to open this up to second brother because we're buying a lot of figures, and people are trying to budget, and I wrote all those figures on the banner. And that's a lot of releases. And I don't know how to explain this. We were talking about it on Ryan's show yesterday, Mr. Moms. But now all of a sudden today, the Purge Trooper that just came out, I didn't even get a warning. It's just like a lot of these other ones. This one's gone, baby. It says join waitlist. What do you think about this, second brother? Go.
This waitlist game is crazy because already, that was like a day one pre-order for me. So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I want to get another one. And I was sitting there reading. I can't remember what I was reading. Someone's like, man, that Purge Troop's on wait list. And I'm like, no. And I went to Sideshow's page, shows wait list. I'm like, damn, at least I have one. But it is getting crazy out here with these wait lists. And I can't, and this is being released early. And I'm looking at my payment plan schedule. And I'm sitting up there like, damn, this thing is released early because they just literally just took out the first payment last month for it. So, but then too, I'm just going to go ahead and push it up and get it. But just to see this, and I think what it did, pretty much the unboxing and some other, content creators got their hands on it. People saw it in hand. They saw how impressive it looked, and then next thing you know, it's gone. So,
well, it's crazy thing going on.
I'll jump on the wait list and hopefully it converts.
Yeah, and I've been noticing a ton of them been converted. I'm noticing that some of them, if I wait too long, they don't convert. My Arena Fett never converted, but some of the other ones like DX27 and some of these other ones, they're converting quickly. Mafia says up in here, the this comment. It's just like the 501st, as we were talking about the Paz Vizsla, as seen in Obi-Wan. No, good stuff, brother. You're exactly right. And I think that Anthony put out a show about this Purge Trooper earlier today. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was back to back meetings. But
question for you real quick before we
go ahead.
When you guys are getting waitlist conversions, are they only getting since April 1st? I've only seen people getting stuff with 1 day. Is that what you guys are seeing too?
No, I'm seeing different. I'm seeing like one of them I got was like I had till 8 hours, and then I had one where I had till like
8 hours.
But when I had longer, I had like 24 hours.
I had one that was like 72.
Really?
This is after April 1st, though.
My R5, I had 2 days, and I missed it within hours, but I had 2 days.
That was since April.
It was 3 days ago.
Okay. I feel like they're shortening the window on that too, which I don't know. I have conflicted feelings about that. So, but I was just curious if you guys.
It may be AJ. It may be evolving. I think the whole situation we were talking about it.
Well, yeah, because now they can flip the carousel faster. People get a chance, so they're like, "Cool, you want it? No, cool, you want it? No, cool, you want it? No, cool, you got one."
Actually, I had a situation where I'm actually for Electro that I jumped on a wait list for that, and within maybe 3 hours, maybe 4, it came up and popped up. Hey, if you want to get this, and it converted quick.
That's a good
one. I had, I think that one, and there was another figure I got, and it converted quick. So,
well, as soon as that DX27 second brother, as soon as it hit waitlist, I went ahead and said, okay, let me join it. And the next day it popped in for me.
Yeah, 850's got it. It was like 3 days, but I've only seen since April 1st, I've only seen it be 24 hours.
Well, you can join this one here. Brent, let's go to you with this. Are you surprised by this? Because usually and we're still getting them. There's figures up right now that say low stock remaining, or they say almost gone, or they say nothing, and then all of a sudden, boom, like this, like the R5. Brent, what do you make of this, and how would you navigate this? Because I was thinking that personally, the DX Ahsoka and the DX Luke had a pattern where it was like almost gone, and then it was shown the final production photos, and you're kind of putting this together. Right when that's happening, it's going to go. But there was no warning on this one. It was still available. They put the pictures up, and now gone. It's like, what the heck? Because I thought this one was going to be, honestly, Brent, one of those ones where, it's going to get in stock like Echo. It's going to get in stock like Hunter. But now, I don't know.
I figured the same thing. I mean, what's it been, about 6 or 7 months since this was officially announced? So
10 months.
Has it been that long? Has it
10
been
months? It's July 6th to May 4th.
Okay, all right.
And then it took 4 days for it to go. The thing is this the exception or is this the rule?
Well, that's exactly the correct.
No, this Purge was it. I thought didn't this
July. I looked it up. Justin did his video on July 6th, so I mean, I'd imagine maybe it was the 4th. Like
I actually think I think the Purge came out last year, guys. Right around
I looked up
GX 25.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Does anyone else remember that on the panel?
I just all I can go off of is the data from the videos because I didn't remember, and this was before I started tracking.
He may have done that video though a little bit later if it was.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's usually like a day or two after the fact. So like,
someone in the chat let me know. I kind of think that this Purge Trooper came out before the KX Enforcer droid, but I may be crazy. But Leo, this is weird. I think we were talking about now this figure's on waitlist. No warning. Odd to me.
I don't care. Like literally, I don't. You know why, bro? Because the thing is, look, this is the way I see it. If it is waitlisted, then it just meant that I wasn't meant to get it through them. You know what I mean? There's ways if I want to get it, you can get it. You know what I mean? But them, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're seeing this a lot, and I'm not saying that they're pulling the scam. I'm definitely not. Maybe like I said, they did. Like for them, it was low stock. You know what I mean? It was just like low on pre-orders. They were watching numbers. It could be that way. But yeah, again, bro, like it's hard to really determine with them. I know we talked about this yesterday, how, you know, when they wait list, it's quite possible that other companies will do the same. Again, you can still basically get, a right now you can get a clone pilot and a couple of clones from Underground Figures. You know what I mean? Still there. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it just depends on who you go through. Who's your brand of trust, like as far as company that's out there that you deal with. But with sideshows, it's hard to really determine, bro. Like, you never know with them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because he'll sit there. We know that Cody sat for a while. Cody's, I think Rex is still there. You know what I mean?
Cody sat
for a
for
little
like 4 or
bit.
5 months. Yeah, sat for a
Yeah,
while.
like
Rex
just
have been there
for
forever.
Rex forever, like straight up, like just literally forever, bro. And you know what I mean? Like, what do you do at that point? Like, how is it? I mean, is Jesse going to sit next? You know what I mean? So that just
maybe
it depends. It just definitely depends, bro. It definitely depends. But I don't know. If you didn't get it and you see that it's waitlist, you can add your name if you want, or just check around, bro. Check around. Like right now, I'm really focused on when they're going to release the rest of the Inquisitors. That's what I'm looking for. I want them so bad. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, they didn't they have them on secret base? Are those the pictures they showed, Lael, or the ones that
they showed them, and then they showed them
before?
last week. Sideshow showed them.
Yep.
They had them there, on their display. So it can happen at a given time. Like, I was so fortunate enough. I'm glad that I pre-ordered both Riva and a Grand Inquisitor. Like, I want to complete that set, and I'll definitely be excited about it. You know what I mean? That takes up priority for me more than a Purge. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm really, really, really hoping for. You know what I mean? I'm hoping. I hope that that's going to happen. But if I need to get the Purge, I'll just get it. I'll find somewhere to get it, and I'll just do it that way. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think too. And listen, we've got quite a lot in here. Let's go ahead and smash the like button, peoples. Let's go ahead and get to 100 likes right now. I do appreciate the support. And while you're going ahead and smashing that like button, look, it only takes 15 seconds to do it until we get to go ahead and get to 100. Have you subscribed to the 16 Scale Man? You need to do that. I got the link in the video description below. Same thing with the Hoff's Hometown Hero. Also got his link. I always got both of these guys. 16 Scale Man, Hoff's Hometown Hero, Mr. Bob's Collectibles in the video descriptions below. So make sure you go ahead and
Make
do
sure
that.
You subscribe to Michael Dyson's, Instagram page too. Get over there to get Michael Dyson's second brother, aka Michael Dyson's.
Okay. Yes. The Instagram page. When are you going to start that channel, brother?
Oh, that channel's in works right now because I actually officially took my last final.
Word.
Final. And I am complete with my master's degree. So
word. Congrats, bro.
Done.
Congrats.
So my time is a little bit more freed up now. I can just, if I could get brother Cousins down here to help me with this, StreamYard and this OBS and all this other technical, excuse my language, shit, then we can get things rolling.
There you go. I just saw this now.
Let me go to you, Ryan, with this as I pull this up, and so, and here's the thing where I agree with a lot of us here with Lael and with what Second Brother was saying. You can join the wait list. There's still a ways to get it. First of all, like even with the Purge Trooper, there's other places that haven't sold out yet. You can call your local comic shops, different people. But I wouldn't wait too long if it's something you want, because there's only we were talking about this yesterday, Ryan. They are the distributor in the US and Europe. Hot Toys there in Hong Kong. Eventually, that is it. But Cad Bane, and this was one that people were so excited about. And Coffin, give you credit on this, but there were some others that also put this in here as well. So I can't go through all the chats to try and find it, but credit to all of you for finding that. But there it is on the screen, dude. The collector edition, low stock warning, on Cad Bane. I'm also surprised about this, Ryan, because the Boba Fett from the book of Boba Fett has been
it's always the
on
edition
waitlist.
Yeah, the collector's edition always seems to be like
it's
the
always the first.
Yeah, but go ahead, Ryan.
No, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I will admit, like when we talked last night about purchasing stuff, like I do want Cad Bane. I do not have him pre-ordered. So right now, I'm as you were like going up, I was looking at this because someone else put this in a chat, and I'm like going through my motions, my pre-order process. So I was looking at, I was like, all right, stock, we're going here. I'm looking there. I'm looking at my Excel spreadsheet. What do I got in pre-orders? Because I kind of diverted off a Sideshow where I'm not getting as much through Sideshow right now. Like for me, and I'll be very upfront, I can't always, not say I can't afford, I choose not to always get figures up front and pay for them. Like I do like the payment plan option, but the problem with Sideshow, in this case, like July to December, that's a pretty wide gap right there. I know if I pre-order this, that first payment's coming out next month. And I got like,
and not only that, dude.
And then they're gonna have my money for a few months.
Well, but Ryan, they're coming out with these way earlier than anticipated.
Exactly. And I'm working on No Way Home right now. I got Doc Ock being paid off right now as we speak. Got some other Star Wars. So for this particular figure, it doesn't fit in the cards for me to do this on payment plan. I'm going to go through another source that I got, pay the deposit, and then let it sit there, and then get that invoice. Hey, when this thing's ready, pay in full. Because I'll have other stuff paid off. So that's where like my new mindset is. Before, if this was Sideshow, I drop this NRD right now and lock him in. But he's still low stock. And what do we got? The deluxe. Deluxe is still there, $290, and I don't mind getting the deluxe. Actually, I don't mind it. A little extra money for the droid. It doesn't bother me. Now, here's the thing with him. Cad Bane for me was always going to be a companion piece also with Cobb Vanth. I want and that 300, man, that's killing me. That 300, I'm being so stingy with that 300 that I have another spot once again to use a coupon code to get it less because that 300 is
the deluxe on this guy's $290.
Yeah, it's not worth the price, especially when you got
$600 for $250.
But why is Cobb Vanth that high? Was it because they adjusted to what they're seeing in the market and adjusted their prices?
I think also it could be also likeness of the character, things like that, the sculpt, paying for that likeness. I mean, there's a variety. I mean, I just know there's a lot of backlash with that figure being $300. And I have a vision in my head of my display having Cobb Vanth together. Like they are going to be in the collection, but I got to be strategic about it because right now, like I said, I'm working on stuff. I have my priorities right now. I just added a Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile to the monthly plan. So I mean that's another $98 a month that could have been a hot toy. You know what I mean? Like so we got to take priority over some stuff. But I will say what I'm doing is I'm not abandoning Sideshow, but I'm definitely looking at other areas to see what is financially the best. And not only financially though, but like I said, July to December, that's an awfully wide gap where that figure could get delayed and come out in January. But I got to start making payments on this next month, and I am not. And I don't want to do that.
Quarter 3 is a murderer's row for me. There's like 10 figures I want.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's like even if you're at like the top end, like you're collecting 40, 50 like figures a year, and also like that's just unbearable.
And also we got the Flash coming out next month.
Yeah.
And I'm all
going to be Flash,
89 Batman. 89 Batman. I'm sorry.
Indiana Jones, baby.
Yeah,
you got the new Miss Marvel coming. I mean, you got a lot of heat coming out.
Yeah.
How do you like? All right, AJ, go ahead. I know you want to talk.
I'm taking off quarter 4. I basically there wasn't a whole lot in quarter 4 that I need for my collection, which is kind of cool. So I'm getting a couple of those Death Star dioramas from Jazz Inc. I got this guy already. I got like half of him paid off. I got Casca, Fennec already paid off, the Cakes Enforcer droid. It's just I think right now you need to kind of think about, at least what I did anyways, was I was thinking about like, what do I truly need? Because I started thinking about it and I'm feeling a little trapped. If I'm being honest, like I feel like the walls of like, this is coming and that is coming. This is dropping out of nowhere. You don't expect it. Everybody's focused on like some of the stuff we got on the May 4th, and then all of a sudden Jazz Inc. is like, boom, here's that Death Star diorama you've been like, and you're just like, whoa, dude, this is everything I wanted, but now my wallet is like on crutches trying to like get out the door to like.
So you're yeah. I mean, it's how do you? It's a good.
I think it's an awesome time. Like these are good problems to have. It's just you have to figure out like what you want and what's going to fit. And like Lael was saying, if they're meant to come to you, they will come to you.
But here's the problem as this evolves. I'm going to go to you, second brother, with this, because he was kind of saying right now, kind of feeling
There are
like
too
this.
many of them. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
But also, I feel like some of them are coming out. Let's be honest. The community has complained, and rightfully so.
Oh,
but for years, it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to get my figure. Where's my figure? Where's my figure? Mm-hmm. And now it's like not only are all these announcements coming, but now everything like the Attack of the Clones, Wave 2, and the Purge Trooper, and this figure, that now all these are coming out early, and we kind of feel like.
Listen, my Wanda has been paid off for 2 years.
Yeah.
Literally for 2 years.
2 years you're waiting.
And I'm waiting on it. You
so
feel me?
Are they turning this around, Lael and Second Brothers? What I'm asking.
Know.
Are they trying to?
You know, to me, it's comfort in that. But at least I know I got it. It's locked in and it's coming. I think I turned and said a while back in 2020, man, I got hit with that storm because I just put that in NRDs and looking at those shipment dates and like, all right, I'll turn around and scale these payments toward the shipment dates. That was a year that every damn thing was coming out early. And all the, and that devil was coming due. I was like $8,000 in.
Yep.
Wow.
And I was like, good thing. I was like, well, I had the money to do it, but I'm just sitting there like, oh no, I got to do this smart. I can't do this like this every 3 days. Sideshow sending me an alert that something's coming early. So
that's kind of what I'm talking about, though. And you're at the upper end of the scale of like how many figures a year, and you're starting to feel it. I feel it makes me feel bad for the people who are only getting maybe 1 figure a quarter, 2 figures a quarter, because like, how do you pick and choose? And like, this is kind of one of the things that you started talking about back in October, Aries, was what is the rate of turnover going to be? How is the wait list going to be treated as far as, is it going to give you the opportunity, or is it going to be a situation where it's getting used as a dynamic almost to force people into FOMO situations to like get stuff that maybe they don't want because they don't have the opportunity. But now that everything is waitlisting, like Q4, there's a real possibility Q4 could be 100% gone by the time a single figure from Q4 ships. It's 78% gone right now.
But and here's the thing, we could be getting a whole bunch of new figures for them as well. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the chat, Lael, where they're like, it's going to be very busy the next 2 years. There's a bunch of choices to choose from. We're going to have to prioritize. We're going to have to select. I'm finding myself right now, brother, and you know that I'm expanding a little bit. Star Wars is number 1 for me, and I've got a lot to get there. I have some other ones that I get, but I am feeling a little bit like, dang, okay, so I'm going to have to really prioritize, reprioritize, be ready for what I want. Hey, and we got a ton of exclusives last year. Remember the Arena Suit Boba Fett, the chrome plated troopers, the Neo, the this, the Iron Man, the this and that. They're going to do that this year, most likely, and you got a budget for that as well. And it's hard to kind of figure out what you want, but I think that you have to prioritize it and kind of know where you want to go.
They're forcing you to right now. And here's the thing, I feel, and I was talking about this the other day, like I really feel sorry for, in a sense, Hot Toys and what they're dealing with, because right now they are under the Disney banner, You know what I mean? And Disney is kicking out so many different things
Mhm.
right now with this writer strike, and with the simple fact that they said that they're going to scale back on a lot of like Marvel IPs just to kind of not oversaturate.
Mhm.
It might, grant a bit more space for them to get some of the things that they need to get done to kind of manage a bit better. But it's that's the thing. Like for me, man, I'm just in that space where I like you're expanding. I'm like compressing a bit. You know what I mean? When I say that, like, Marvel is going to be a very selective type of situation for me because, like I said, I'm headstrong. In Star Wars with everything that's actually dropping. So, it's one of those things where I have to really be careful. Like the things that I have, Marvel waiting, or that's I have on order that hasn't arrived yet, or we're waiting on. I guess there's a lot, bro. There's a lot to really think about, and you don't want to cash yourself out, to be quite honest. So you just gotta really be safe at how you do it. You know what I mean?
And keep in mind too, I mean, any day now, boys, Costco Reeves could drop. Fennec
Any
Shand
day.
could drop. Bespin Luke could drop. I mean, all
Yeah.
three of these
Oh,
could
yeah.
be straight
What's-
punches to the gut or the wallet. And I mean, these things are low hanging fruit right now. Those things are ripe and ready to be sent off, and they're going to come to us, and it could be bang, bang, bang. I mean, it could be $1,200, $1,000 that we're going to have to spend here before the middle of June. I think we're going to see at least 2 of those 3 before the middle of June.
Oh, I think we're going to see. There's a real possibility. This is what's advertised. Now, obviously, we could see push-ups. I don't know if having delays 2 weeks ago, we see more delays. We could, but it typically doesn't happen at that frequency. Like 2 weeks and then 2 weeks later, more delays. Fennec is left, Casca is left, Crosshair is left for Star Wars. For Marvel, you have 2 SKUs of Doc Ock, 2 SKUs of Green Goblin, and Wanda. And then for DC, the only DC Peacemaker is Peacemaker for May. Everything else 2 weeks ago got kicked back for quarter 2, got kicked back to June, which makes sense because Summer Showcase, they're probably just going to be like boom, boom, fireball, 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 fireball.
Yeah, it's Brent, let me go to you with this because this is a real fascinating conversation. It's what we're all dealing with. It's kind of the new norm, and I don't know if Cad Bane is one of the figures on your agenda or not, or if you pre-ordered it or if you're getting it elsewhere, as we've talked about that. What do you make about this? Do you already have this pre-ordered? Is Cad Bane on you? I know for me, this is a absolute 100% bust. There are some figures that I have to cross off to be able to get the other figures that I want, as AJ and others are saying in here. Hey, Fennec's coming. Hey, Casca's coming. Hey, Bespin Luke's coming. Those are musts. Sometimes some other characters, like maybe for me would be, all respected Ignolte Quill or something like that. I'm like, hey, you know what? I got to hold off on that. This is more important. This is a must for me. The Cad Bane. But, I've been saying for a little bit, we have to keep an eye on all these figures. I think a lot of collectors are like, well, with someone like Cad Bane, that's going to be in stock as long as Cody was, and then Rex. But I think we're in a different time, brother.
No, I agree. And this figure was a day 1 pre-order for me. I got the deluxe. I locked that thing in the day it dropped, and that's the end of it. Paid my NRD, and now I'm just going to sit back and wait for when it arrives in my doorstep. But it's very interesting. And if you back out of this page, Aries, and if you go to bestsellers list, it's very interesting the marketing tactic right now that Sideshow is doing. They've got the Cad Bane Deluxe version on the left, and they've got Cad Bane Collector's Edition on the right. So they've pulled the Collector's Edition out of the one link.
Really?
They have it as a standalone link that says almost gone. So they don't want people searching within the Cad Bane Deluxe version to find out that the Collector's version is almost gone.
They just change it now.
Yeah, that's usually what they do. That way you can see it from the outside screen, because what that does is you see that, and then it gets people direct. There's like a direct highway to like, hey, this is almost gone. If you want this, grab this like right now.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating. I've not seen that before. I mean, if they, maybe it's because I'm not on when they do it. But we are on a live show, and this is actually happening while we're live. I mean, we should refresh this page a couple of times before the show's over. It wouldn't surprise me if it's gone.
The Avatar figures just went on low stock the other day too. That's the second. They're the second things. What quarter is what's his face? Bale from Love and Thunder. I think that's quarter two.
You can see it right there. They're back to back areas. You see them?
Yeah, Gore. He's the only one for that quarter right now, and then the Avatar ones are going to be the second and third, and it's the collector's edition of those two.
So I'm gonna go to Ryan with this. Ryan, I got a question for you because I posed it on my market chart show, which I put out last night. We're on your show last night. I put out the market show last night. I've got some, comments, on this, but I'm just pointing it out because nobody really knows. I mean, you can look, Ryan, at the secondary market, and it's clear as day with a lot of figures that are available at comic shops, are available at retailers I buy from, like Hawk Wars Toys. Shout out to Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. So I buy from him. I buy from Sideshow. I hunt for things on eBay. I'll buy from some others. But you're seeing some figures that are going for, I saw a Mark 85 Iron Man, battle damaged and regular, go for 50% the price. You're seeing Nightmare Batman and Dark Suit Superman sometimes sell like $125, $150 off.
Look, daily deals today. The battle damaged Mark 85.
Yeah, you're right. On Sideshow,
$5 shipping, and that's for the deluxe version. The regular version you got to pay retailer for. They want to get rid of the one with that blue shield.
So there is a thing where people are like, okay, is this to get you to do this? Is to get you to do that, or is this? But I don't know, like how real is this? Because I posed a question like this, and I've been posing it, Ryan, for a while.
Yeah.
Is it possible that all of these could come back just in stock, and this was just there's other batches? And what I said on the show yesterday, and I've said it quite a few times, I say yes, it's possible. What is your feeling on what's going on?
I think anything is possible. I'm not, I do agree with you on that. And I wanted to touch base on something about when you're talking about the amount of figures being overwhelmed. I love the selection. I think that like I said, I'm a rookie collector. I've only been collecting since early 2020 compared to a lot of the guys here. I had this conversation. I think this is arguably the best year for six scale collecting that I've seen, that anyone has seen. And what I mean by that is not just Hot Toys. We got Jazz Inc. We got 89 Batmobile, an Ecto 1. We got a DeLorean on the market.
Oh yeah.
Who can say that right now? In 1 year, you have that. You have properties from DC being represented, all of the Dark Knight. You got Star Wars. You got Marvel. You have so much representation overall that it's such a great thing. The problem is
that's where the overwhelming feeling comes from, is because I want all of it.
But you have two driving forces, though, Aries, and I hear you talk about this all the time. And I'm going to use your reference when you talk about eggs being 466. No, but
it is true.
But here's an example. I drive a Ford. A Ford F-250 pickup truck. All right, about a year and a half ago, it cost me about $90 to fill up in Jersey. It costs me $175 right now to fill up my truck. Put that in perspective. That difference in money could be a payment for another figure. I'm not saying I have priorities. I have my daughter; she's first priority. But what I'm saying is that the issue is, and you keep harping on this, is that inflation keeps going, but people's salaries are not going up. So therefore, the priorities have to be, you have to, as a collector, it's a great time, but a bad time. It's almost like some people would probably say, man, I kind of wish we had less to choose from, because you want everything, you can't afford it. And as a collector, you have to make those sacrifices. And like for me, I sacrificed Marvel Phase 4, no Love and Thunder, no Multiverse of Madness. I was gonna get all those figures, but the fact is, Star Wars has become my passion, and I'm switching focuses over. I can't collect all those IPs. It's ironic that DC's kind of dying out right now, because it's almost like I could use that lull. Give me Cyborg, give me a couple of those figures. But you know what? If DC takes a break for a little while, I'm not exactly upset about it, because I do like those figures. But I mean, it is hard. You have everybody that wants your money. Everybody's trying to get your money. You got discounts at the comic book shops because they can't get rid of stuff. And could it be because people can't afford it? It's very possible. When people are having to fill their cars of gas, and the priorities kick in where, you know, $170 to fill up my truck or buy Hot Toys. I mean, do I need to get to work? You know what I mean?
I'd agree.
And you got two bulls like this that are kind of going like this right now, that are kind of fighting against each other. And it's like you said, your salary is not getting any higher. They're not handing out raises just because they're giving you the same amount of money, but then you got to prioritize where that money goes. And, you know, and like you say, Aries, all the time, you know, maybe that's one less Hot Toy a month yet because of what's going on. So I do think there's a lot of fluctuation in the market. It is scary times for people. And I think people, you know, we're not here to preach and tell people what to do with their money. People can do whatever they want with their money, but we got to be strategic. You got to have a Excel spreadsheet, keep track of what's on pre-order. And, you know, you got to prioritize. Like I said, my daughter and my wife are the number 1 and 2 priority. The toys are just that. They're toys. Yeah. If I had to sell them tomorrow because something happened, I give it all up. Heartbeat. I give it all.
Of course.
You know, that's a given.
You know,
priorities, and that's the thing is you got to be selective with these IPs, man. There's just so much to choose from that
you're bringing up some real stuff there, Ryan. And I could give you guys a story before I go around here to talk about this in a second, brother, because, you know, I was asking you, like, how for real is this? And like I said, I paused. I proposed in this show, as I do most everyone I put out, saying, hey, these can all come back. And before I go to you, second brother, on top of what Ryan talked about, I was out with my wife a couple weeks ago. And I said, hey, let me go ahead and take you here. Let's go eat here. And she goes, babe, I hate to tell you, but there's nothing left. What are you talking about? She goes, this cost this. She goes, let me show you this. I went to go buy this. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. It's that high. And then she's like, you know, she needed this and we needed this and that, you know, and our kids needed this. And I'm like, whoa. And she goes, it's, you know, she goes, it's just higher. It's higher though. It was a real life conversation, second brother, I'm having with my wife. And, you know, I think we've been talking since the beginning of the show that, you know, focuses are changing or they're streamlining in or figuring out how you want to your collection. How do you adjust to this, my man?
Well, I'm gonna do this before I even open my mouth. Knocking on wood, because actually we have been lucky dealing with this inflation stuff that Hot Toys really have not turned up the heat. I thought it was coming with Cad Bane when they came out with that figure and they started at $300. And I said it today. When figures start coming at $300 out of the break, just a regular figure out of the break, that's it. I'm out.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we had that string of like 3 or 4 in a row where it was 300 and everybody was like, whoa, dude, what are you doing?
I think that was a tester. I think that actually was a tester.
Oh, it totally was. When they were trying to trip the alarm. They were like, cool, let's throw this out there. Let's just watch what happens. Like,
and see if people are going to jump and grab. And if you turn around and see those figures that they brought out at that $300 range, where they at now? They're still sitting.
Yeah.
So they threw their feeler out, but also everything has gone up, and people have to understand with the different business models of these companies. That stock that's sitting there, they had to pay insurance on that stock every month. So opposed to them sitting up there dealing with warehouse space, dealing with, you know, electrical needs, climatization of where the stuff is stored, the insurance costs, all that stuff factors in, and Sideshow pretty much caught themselves in a situation like, we got a whole bunch of dead stock we need to get rid of, and we busy paying insurance on this stuff. Now, not even factor in with inflation, like what my man was just saying, that it cost them X amount of dollars to fill this truck up one time, and now is this cost now. And when you turn around and add all of that in, all of us is feeling this pain of inflation. Because I went to Target recently, and I paid like $150 worth of stuff, and I had like 4 bags. Literally.
I know, dude. I was
just the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute. Last year, this would be like 6 or 7 bags right now. And it's real, but at the same time, we are consumers. We do have the power to decide if we're going to buy or we're not going to buy. Good thing Hot Toys, again, is reading that, hey, for us to stay in the in the market, stay in the business, we better keep these figures at this certain level. Because if we start going above this level, then you're gonna start pricing people out of the game. And that's where you're probably seeing these shorter production runs. You start seeing all of this stuff because these companies got to make an adjustment, and how this inflation thing is going is happening so quick. A lot of companies are getting rolled over by it. They're getting completely rolled over by it. And we have to make those choices. Are we going to fill up the truck, or is it going to be these high toys? I even said to Jay, after this year, I'm going to slow back a little bit. Because as I stand right now, I'm at 22 orders, pre-orders as I stand right now. And it was like, okay, I'm going to have to start scaling back. Because then we started dealing with space issues and let alone the cost. I think this inflation thing is probably going to start easing up probably next year, maybe. But now it's just like it's like apocalypse out there saying the survival of the fittest when you're dealing with this game. You turn around, you got your money out there, you're trying to decide if you're going to pay for the figure in full or you're going to go to the payment plan route. Or you're going to roll the dice and go to order 3 figures. And the next thing you know, sites will send you emails. Hey, boom, this is coming next week. Following week, boom, this is coming next week. Boom, this is coming. And then you got looking at $750, $800 coming out your account. And you're like, damn, I thought I had months to do it.
Well, and second brother and Ryan, what you're talking about, I'm going to go to Lale here. I mean, and for some collectors, it's never been more true now saying, hey, I may have to sell it, but you know, how much stock is there? How much am I going to get to sell if I have to sell it because, you know, maybe they overprojected or, you know, they didn't budget correctly. But this is a real life conversation here, Lale. How do you, what is your advice to some collectors that are feeling, you've heard, you know, even the conversation I had, you know, with my wife saying, dang, what's going on here? Because it is an interesting time. I do agree with second brother. I think we're going to break out of it. But you know, what do we do up to that? How do we navigate this? And you know, are these wait lists, some of these things that are happening here, these lower productions, because of what we're actually talking about here? You're on mute, brother.
Sorry about that. I think it's one of those situations now, because this isn't the first time this happened. I mean, this has been going on for a while, you know, that we get a stampede of different things that actually hit all at once. We're seeing a bit of a lull now, sort of, not really too much, but just a bit of a lull right now. But the thing is, a lot of pre-orders are hitting, a lot of things that are dropping that people have an interest in. And, you know, again, I had been saying it's going to be a hot summer, bro. It's definitely going to be a hot summer when it comes to releases because there's still things that haven't been teased yet. Things that we're waiting on, you know, that we've, you know, a lot of people have things paid off and, you know, they're waiting on those things. While they're waiting for those figures, there's pre-orders that are dropping, figures that are being revealed. You know, you're running into that situation. Again, I mean, bro, prioritizing is a must. Don't get and the key thing is like, and I tell people this all the time. We as content creators, we talk about the things that we like, we talk about the things that are out there, but I think that we do also have a responsibility to let people know that they have to be smart. Like literally, you have to be smart. I'm not going to tell you to buy something. And the thing is, because I've seen some things with, you know, some content creators who have bought certain things and said they loved it, and then a few weeks later it's up on a sell list. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and you've suckered individuals into buying certain things, and I'm like, you can't be that way. Literally, if I don't like something, or even if I like it, I'm just going to let you know whether or not it's worth it for your collection, especially, you know, if you're in a space where finances are an issue. You got to really think about it. And I think that right now it is forcing people to prioritize right now, and will always be. Star Wars is my priority. It is my priority, plain and simple. And if that means that I have to completely scale back and cancel every Marvel figure that I actually have on pre-order, then I'll do so. If I had to choose, that's how easy it is for me. Like, there's no problem with me doing something like that. But I think it's just one of those situations where now people have to be smart. They have to basically learn to prioritize. I mean, it's gonna hurt. In the long run, bro. These, and we see it all the time. Like people buy stuff just because they want to be the first to tease it or the first to, shoot videos and say that they have it, and that all that's cool. But down the road, that's gonna come back to haunt you. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing reviews. I don't have to do a review. I don't do reviews. If I want to do a take your position, I'll do that. And just pose figures. If I get it late, I get it late. But I'm not just jumping the gun, buying overseas. I'm not doing any of that anymore. You know what I mean? I refuse to do that. I'll wait. Patience is a virtue, especially when finances are on the line. But I think that right now, with everything that's happening, you just really have to prioritize and just be smart about your purchases, plain and simple.
Hot Toys forces us to have patience, and that's the hilarious thing that I learned. I don't mean to cut you off, but like Hot Toys literally forces us to have patience. They put a figure out and tell you are not going to get this for a year to a year and a half. It's not like that's when I first started collecting. I was like, oh, I just buy this figure and I get it in the mail in 3 to 5 days. I'm like, wait a minute, I got to wait a year and a half for this thing? I didn't understand. What is this? I don't understand. Hot Toys literally tries to force you to have patience by saying you're not going to get this for a year and a half, obviously because of means of production. But it's funny how people still try to fight the process, so to speak. I find that kind of interesting.
But in a way, you almost have to think every time they put a figure out, you have 4 to 6 months to make a decision.
And if that's not enough for you, then
you're not going to get it in hand for a year and a half. I think your decision making has to be pulled all the way back.
That's
to
what I mean, man.
Because of the wait list issue.
If you don't have your stuff figured out in 4 to 6 months, then you're going to burn out faster in this hobby. And this should be an enjoyable hobby. This shouldn't be something like I gotta get this, It should be enjoyable, man. I got Mando Luke coming on Wednesday. It's like Christmas. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And was just patient to get that. And like I said, Mando, I'm slow getting it, but it's not a race, man. And you're gonna burn out a lot faster. So enjoy
the sand starts slipping through the hourglass on everybody once the figure is announced, and you basically have got 4 to 6, and to wrangle the money together or let it pass and live with it.
Pop Culture Living Group saying hi to everybody who's in the chat here. Says and good to have Costa in here. Costa is going to be on 6 Scale Raw next week. Says decisions will have to be made. I'm going to sacrifice some Marvel figures. I mean, it seems like that's the general thing that a lot of people are talking about here. And Leo, I want to go back to you as we're having an open conversation on this, because I agree with you. I think we do have a responsibility as channel creators. A lot of times I say, hey, even if you have, I think I may have said it on Ryan's channel last night. Because people will reach out and saying, hey, can I start a channel? But I only have like a few figures, or I feel like I'm not buying enough. And I always say, look, sister, brother, don't ever feel that you have to buy so many or have a collection that's like mine or this one's or that one's. I said, that's why I talk about my friend John and his daughter Tori a lot. Because they've got a few figures, but they were even asking me as well. It's like, hey, Tori wants to start a channel, but now she's only got 15 figures. I said, don't worry, just start it. Don't even worry about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the amount of figures you have. It's the devotion to the information that you provide. I mean, you might have intel on certain things that, you might have just opinions on certain figures, ideas that you can share that can help people. You know what I mean? Curate the things that I have here is like years of collecting over, a certain amount of time. But it doesn't have to be. You don't look just because you can have 2 or 3 figures in your collection. You're still a collector, plain and simple. Don't just because you see like a wall full of figures on somebody, and don't. Because and here's the thing is I've seen this a few times, bro, where, if a person doesn't have, or if they only have a few, well, that person's not a collector. You're not a real collector. What is a real collector? Right. I mean, what's a real collector like? What does a real collector look like? I mean, you could have 5 or 6 figures displayed behind you. Say, look, I'm just starting out. This is my detail. This is what I have. I commend you. Good job. I mean, if you decide to stay there, you're still a collector. And you're still welcome in this community. You just got to watch yourself. You got to really prioritize, bro. Plain and simple, because shit is getting hot. Like literally is getting hot. You know, when you start looking, like sometimes like you got, if you have a spreadsheet, or if you just have a list of all your pre-orders or stuff that you have, like I tell Toya all the time, I refuse to go back and look at everything I have and just start tallying everything up, because I know it would hurt my feelings. I refuse to do it. Going forward, I'm just smart. Back then, I was collecting and I was getting things that I wanted and I was happy about it. And I got a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like now I just have to really be smart going forward. And that's why I said for me, and it kind of made me realize that when I went to Star Wars celebrations in London, where my heart was. And I just, I don't know what it was. It just reminded me when I was young and how much Star Wars really meant to me, and it affected me, bro. And I was like, you know what? I don't get this same feeling from Marvel, even though I collect comics and I've been collecting comics since I was young. But Star Wars has that special place for me. You know what I mean? And that's going to always be my first and foremost. So that's why I was like, you know what? When it comes to Marvel, I have to scale back. I really, really do. I can't prioritize that. So, but hey, I got to get out of here because baby girl's upstairs.
No,
sick.
I got your back. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, she's not too bad, but she had a stomach ache. She, you know, had a birthday party over the weekend, so she got a little stomach ache. So I'm gonna go up there and help her out with Toya, because you know Toya is still healing from her surgery. So you know, I want to be present. So man,
Best
thanks for
wishes
having
to
me here,
Latoya.
bro. Yeah, man, thanks for having me here, bro. I appreciate it. Everybody, out in
Later,
the chat.
Leo.
Yeah, later, man. Everybody out in the chat.
I will. I
Have a
look
good
forward to
evening.
making you crack up on Friday, sir.
Right, let's go. I can't
Seeing
wait.
you, brother.
I can't wait, man. I'll talk to you guys later, man.
Be safe, man.
All right, brother.
Okay, bye-bye.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the 16 Scale Man. That is my buddy Lael, 16 Scale Man. I do have the link to his channel within the video description below, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe to him if you're not already. Good stuff from Lael. And don't forget to mash the like button. Look, we've got 160, 170 in here. Did we get to 100 likes? Someone let me know in the chat.
75 right now.
75. Goodness
Smash
gracious.
that like button
Let's
faster than a
get to
Wookiee can rip a
100
Trandoshan.
right now, guys. Go
Sorry.
ahead and pause. It should take like 10 seconds for 10 likes, and another 10 seconds for another 10, and another 10 to get to 105, 86. So, God, I think we're down to look, I mean, look, I'll play your favorite
91. I'm counting 91.
Listen, while we get to 100,
93.
while we get to 100, I'm going to play your favorite movie preview ever. Here we go. Baby.
95.
95.
97.
I just had to do it.
That teaser actually made that movie look like it was going to be good.
Absolutely.
100.
Eric, she should have added
There you go.
100.
the picture
100.
the picture of King Charles. There's been a lot of pictures floating around with
Yeah.
King Charles and Snoke in that outfit, man.
I shared that with everybody on my friends list. 103. We're good. We're over the hump here.
You hit your 100. There you go.
Oh, there we go, baby. That's it. We're at 100. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 160, 170, guys. As I read this, Mike Latoris says, with the $5 drop, no, Mike, I didn't forget about you in there. I was just waiting to, keep going with the conversation about collecting, which we're going to continue with. But, Hot Toys is so smart to include Toto with Cad, Clone Wars armor with Attack of the Clones mace, Clone Wars helmet with Attack of the Clones pilot, etc. They really expand the appeal with crossover. And I agree. I really love that they're doing that. And Mike Paws Latoris or Mike Litoris, I do really, really appreciate the super chat and the support there, my friend, brother, for sure. Let me go ahead and take that off over here as we put on getting that in here. But, this is real interesting. AJ,
yes.
Let's get some final thoughts on this piece from you here as we but what do you how long before you think the deluxe version goes? They separated these out. Cad Bane, what do you think?
Typically, looking, if I'd have to relook at my data just because I wasn't thinking that question was coming up. Obviously, we didn't know this. I feel like my gut feeling, anyways, is it's usually about 3 to 4 months after the fact, or at least that's been the pattern. But if there's any theme of today, is forget the pattern, because just when you think you know the rules, Howie's going to change them. Like, so I maybe like a month or two, but I feel like as we get closer, the totals keep going up. Q3 is the least hit with the waitlist percentage. I believe the number was like 68 or something like that. It's the only one that's under 70. So it's been the least hit, but we could also see a lot of delays out of that Q2 just to kind of balance everything as we go down the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be showing what happens with Summer Showcase and what they end up releasing there. If that ends up being big, they've been averaging about 8 figures a quarter, or 8 figures a month, I should say. And so far this year, like January had 8, February had I think 9, and then there was 8 or 9 in April, and then there's already been 2 this month.
Well, I'm going to pull this up onto
3.
the screen. Good stuff, and I kind of agree with that. Let's go to you here real quick, Brent. I'm wondering, and this is actually Avatar, and I'm bringing this up onto the screen because these actually came out earlier this year in January, and now it's May. So we've been looking at these wait lists as like, hey, it's going to be 6 to 8 months. That seems like what it's going, like Attack of the Clones. You remember the Attack of the Clones wave 1, and now they're all waitlisted. This one's like 5 months and going that way, but some of them are taking 8 months or 9 months. But are you surprised on this, that this just came out this year and already it's almost gone? I was thinking maybe the deluxe versions were going to hang out, like AJ was saying a little bit, but now they're saying almost gone. And I think this is brand new because when I looked a couple of days ago, these were just regular.
Yeah, that's new today. When I woke up this morning, the only ones were because I looked this morning before I started work just to do my total. I have to do it daily now. It's literally happening. There's about 1 of these a day at this point. Yeah, so that's new since we've been on because it wasn't like that this morning.
I remember when these came out. I'm not collecting these. They're gorgeous. I mean, they're just freaking straight out of the movie. Likeness is just ridiculous, and they're tall, and they're just they're.
It's almost like quarter scale.
If you're an Avatar fan, I mean, this is it. But I guess when I look at this, I didn't know that this had happened. This is a fascinating page, Aries, and I think it really puts things into context. But I think what immediately my takeaway from this is that, the production number of these is probably obscenely low. I mean, you're probably looking at 1,000 to maybe 1,500 tops on each one of these.
Oh, they didn't even crack. I mean, the top 10 guys at all.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even less than that. Maybe 1,000, 750 to 1,000. I mean, I just can't imagine that they would come out of the gate and have 5 to 10,000 of these available. I mean, it's a.
Oh, I don't even think, Brent, they have that for any of the figures.
Not at all. So I think if people got these, I mean, God bless them. I mean, these are probably going to be grails. I mean, they really are.
Miscellaneous figures tend to waitlist faster, like the one-offs.
They do. Some of them, but Ryan, what is your with Avatar here? It looks like it's going to be gone even quicker than wave 1 of the Attack of the Clones. But AJ just brought up an interesting question. It's hard to figure out exactly the timing because you're talking about Star Wars Attack of the Clones. You're talking about 3PO and R2. Say what you want about the battle droid and the 2 troopers, but they're still troopers. They went out in 6 months.
Yeah.
Now these are going out similarly.
See, I see Avatar. I have a different feeling about because I really feel like when these came out, these, as cool as they are, I always felt like these were more of an obligation for Hot Toys to put them out, as if like contractually obligated, like, hey, you need to put out like these couple figures, get them out, and then move on to the next. Because you're not going to probably see any more from Avatar. You got 2 figures, main characters, and they have another movie that's already done filming that they're going to move on to, and I'm sure you're going to get. I always felt like I wasn't shocked. I'm actually kind of surprised they hung around this long, if I really had to say, just because I expected it to be low production, because they did kind of come out of left field a little bit. But I kind of felt like it was more of like an obligation, like contractually, you got to give us these figures just to put something out to kind of make the people happy about the movie. You know, that's kind of how I felt about it. So I'm actually like I'm surprised that they're all going at the same time.
April 28th is when the first two started on low stock.
Yeah, I kind of expected them to maybe go out a little sooner, because I thought the batches would be a lot lower than anticipated, just because I thought of it as more of a contractual obligation to put the figures out, versus, because when you look at these, like, you know, I'm not saying I agree with this concept, but you know, you hear people kind of make statements all the time when a figure comes out like a 2.0 and someone says, you know, why did we get that? We could have had a Star Wars figure instead of this. Like, these are 4 figures that I wonder if Hot Toys had their way, if there was no contractual obligation, these are like 4 more Star Wars figures we could have had. You know what I mean? These could have been 2 DC, 2 Marvel. These could have been, you know, these could have been placed. I mean, but they're gorgeous though. I'm not saying they're not. They are gorgeous. They don't fit my thing. But
the fans of the movie, they deserve to have them. Like, it's like selfish to be like, I'm the only one who gets to have stuff.
No. I understand.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that.
Well, yeah, that personally, I've heard that statement before where people are like, you know, 2.0 comes out. It's like, why, like Batman 89 2.0, like, why do we get that? That could have been something else. Well,
every trooper ever.
You have to appease everybody. You know, everyone has.
You know, but here's the thing, guys, and I'm going to go to you, second brother, and great thoughts there, Ryan, on this. This is very interesting, because if we're going to ask the question like I posed earlier, hey, are these waitlists for real? Are they going to come back? When you look at these figures, I don't see these getting restocked. I mean, I could kind of look at this and be like, hey, even before COVID, before you know, the economy the way it is that we're talking about, second brother, I'm like, you know what? These are gone. But can you take that, what you're seeing here, and be like, well, hey, does that mean that the Attack of the Clones is really that battle droid gone? Well, look at the way some troopers are selling in the secondary market, and answer the question. Is this kind of like evidence like, hey, maybe this is pointing to this is for real? Because I don't see with these that these are going to get restocked at all.
So these were announced on January 14th.
Yep, they were. But yeah, no, absolutely, AJ, that's right. But second brother, that was to you, baby.
Yeah, man, it's just like for these, they're kind of in a unique category within themselves. So you would probably get, more than likely, you get a low production number on them, because there's only going to be a certain group of collectors that would, that would collect these.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, it's no place in my collection for them. I love Avatar. I love the series, but for me to step out and get them,
and they're big,
and it's just like, okay, where are they going to go? I mean,
I guess if you got like KD top, you could take one of the shelves off,
or just sit in the living room next to the piano. That's
you could.
So you have to think about it. Think about it that way. But if this wait list thing, this would be the biggest smoke screen in 1/6 history. If all these wait lists start converting, you start seeing figures come back in stock like Venom. But that was just short-lived when Venom came back, but he did come back. But, I think right now in the climate that we're in with the economy, everybody's like, I'm going to show you my gun, but I'm not going to tell you how many bullets I have.
That's my point.
That's that's how it's going. How it's going now. And actually, I'm just looking at, it's a conversation on Reddit talking about Hot Toys production numbers. And
really?
Yeah. And one of the guys was saying that like Hot Toys is very tight on their production numbers. They don't publish that, but they said for Black Widow at one point there was 20,000 that were produced. So that would explain why some figures are sitting and they're putting out that kind of volume. So
20,000 of
20,000 of one figure. That's kind of crazy.
You're saying that Black Widow will be a daily deal, and I'm going to hold out and wait.
Yeah,
Do you guys know that the freaking the best car Mando, the regular one, finally hit waitlist?
Yeah, finally.
I mean, do you think
Like
it was 20,000 of
you're talking
those,
the one
or
with the one with the Camtono?
yeah, with the
wow.
Grogu, but not the deluxe one. That's still there.
Yeah. Not the Chrome Mando, but the Beskar one that was the for like 2.0.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, right on. Okay, man, that's been out for a minute. Like,
All right, so listen. Here's how we're gonna end this, guys, and make sure you smash that like button. We got 9 minutes here because I want to end it. Let me show this onto the screen, and I am going to put Brent on the spot, the Star Wars newsman, to go first. Look, we have gotten, and I put a lot on here, and I couldn't fit in everything with all the IPs, but I wanted to give everybody an idea. And we're talking about the economy, and we're talking about our budgets, and we're talking about what we got this year. Look at everything we got. The teases with Guardians of the Galaxy, the teases with Grogu. You see all the different stuff in there. I couldn't even put everything in there. We've got Kang out there as well. We have Avatar on the banner. Star Wars, we've gotten a tremendous amount here just in May. It's just May 8th, Brent. But here's how we're going to do this. What figure from the Return of the Jedi 40th or the Clone Wars 20th do you want just for this year? Because they're only going to do it this year. What one do you want, baby? What's the one that you want?
Hut Slayer Leia.
Baby!
Is that a shocker? Really?
No. I mean, you can't always get what you want, but you want what you can't have, right? But listen,
it is the only figure that can top the helmetless Vader for me. The one that was released back in April. I mean, that to me, that figure is everything for me.
Would you actually
badly? But Hut Slayer Leia will trump that for me.
So the reality of them making that's probably unfortunately not. Do you have a backup pick?
Well, wait a minute, but wait, Ryan, you have to wonder, is this what they call Brent, though? Come on now.
The Wizard.
No, I would rather have extremely high expectations and be horribly, horribly disgruntled and bitter on the back end. So I'm going to stick with that pick.
Listen, I may remortgage the house just to get a Prisoner Leia. Come on, baby. No, that's good stuff. I would definitely spill my coffee. All right, second brother. We got a 40th, we got a 20th. Any one that you would want that they're going to put out this year? What's the one you want, baby?
All right, I'm about to shut everything down. Nobody never thought of this. If they were going to do it and like make you spill your coffee, make me walk around in my yard naked, which you don't want to see, but if they came out with the Max Rebo band,
yeah,
baby.
Hey, Max Rebo was on the sail barge.
Yeah,
just saying.
You know what? What two fabulous picks already. We're on Jabba's sail barge. He's talking about the Max Rebo band. We're in the freaking Jabba the Hutt's palace. We're talking about Hut Slayer Leia. Second brother, that's awesome. Ryan, your favorite part of Six Scale Rock. Go, baby.
It's got to be the guy who people don't think they're going to make his figure. And if we don't get him, we're going to have to wait the 50th anniversary. It's got to be Han Solo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I mean, these are, yeah, I would definitely do this. AJ, the Hoffs, the hometown hero of Hoff. You know, AJ, I may know the figure you want, and it may not even be a 20th or 40th of Return of the Jedi. Is it possible that this is the one that you want?
See you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long.
Yes, that is my most anticipated figure of
AJ.
all time.
You got to do it like this, AJ. Got to go all time.
All time. I would cash in all my coffee. Whatever I had to do, whatever price they're going to tell me, I will pay it for a Luke on Tauntaun. That is easily. I mean, it's on my logo. Like, yeah. For this year, Han and Chewie 2-pack is up there. We'll have to see how that shakes out. So good on you, Ryan. Represent my boy Han Solo. The only other one from like I kind of want something weird, like a Bib Fortuna or like a Twilight Dancer or something like that.
TIE
like
Fighter pilot.
Yeah. I'd like them to do a curveball for 40th, like Return of the Jedi, like something that's straight up almost as shocking as what that Palpatine was on Thursday morning. Like where you wake up and you're just like, wait, what? Like you're kind of like almost like I wish we would have got this. This isn't what I wanted. And you're kind of there's like this frustration, but then the more that you look at it, you're like, that's actually really cool. Like 3 days ago, I'd have been like jumping overjoyed for like I want something that's got that much like focus on it. That's like it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Polarizing.
Kind of like AJ's channel is polarizing. The Hoff's Hometown here, I could tell you right now, he's going to be talking about, Cad Bane with the low stock warning. He's going to be talking about the Avatar figures. I know you're going to be putting that out in your videos this week. Make sure you all subscribe to, Christian Detour Collection says, anything ROTJ. I'm with you, baby. Make sure you subscribe right now to Hoff's Hometown Hero. There's his name right here on that block. And I've got the link to the Hometown Hero within the video description below. Go ahead and show him the love and subscribe to his channel right now. Let's get this guy to 300, 500 subscribers. Let's go. Ryan, also, Mr. Mom's Collectibles, pleasure having you in here, baby. I was on yours yesterday. I got the link to your channel as well, dude.
Thank you,
sir. The second time you're on here in the video description. Make sure you subscribe to both Hometown Hero and Mr. Mom. AJ and Ryan, it's been a pleasure having you in here tonight.
I appreciate it as always. Thank you for the invite. I really do appreciate it, Aries.
And Brent and Second Brother. I know you guys. Well, Second Brother, you're saying you're gonna be starting your channel, right? Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah. Hopefully, I will have it up and running by mid-June. I'm trying to be real conservative with that. And it depends. I won't say it depends on Brother Cousins. I'll just have to go to his house and just drag him out of his house.
You're gonna get.
I just take his daughter. I just take her, and it's like, she's my little sweet pea anyway, and just bring her out like, look.
Keep his house and fork his yard for us, will you?
Well, pleasure having you in here, and you too, Brett. Brett, you need to get a channel at some time, the newsman.
I may. Yeah, we'll see. I just enjoy being a part of what you guys got going on here, and I enjoy being invited in and sharing some comments with you guys. So I do appreciate it.
Well, listen, you have to wonder, everybody. I'm going to end it like this. Is that what they call these guys, or is this what they call all of you in the chat?
They call him the Wizard.
Guys, and all of you in there, I don't always buy or spill Spotchka out, but when I do it right here at the Six Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
All right. But this is the last time.